What's going on, guys? So we found out a few weeks ago that there is going to be a Harley Quinn spin-off movie entitled Gotham City Sirens, and the one thing that we can guarantee in that movie, since it's Gotham City Sirens, is that we are going to get Poison Ivy and Catwoman alongside Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. Now, that is all we know. We will get those two new characters from the Batman universe, but everybody's questioning who the hell is going to play them? So I wanted to do a fan cast video of who I think could play, or other people that are being rumored that could play Catwoman and Poison Ivy in this Gotham City Sirens movie. So let's go ahead and start off with Poison Ivy, and I'm going to say right off the bat, if you are one of the people that thinks that Megan Fox would make a good Poison Ivy, you are crazy, and you are not thinking with this head, you are thinking with the other one. Look, I'll be honest with you, is Megan Fox beautiful? Yes. Would I? Yes. But if you think for a second that she can act, you are insane, and she would be terrible to be Poison Ivy. Look, I know Boss Logic, that badass artist, made a freaking rendering of her as Poison Ivy, and it looks kind of cool, but she would be terrible. And when it comes to my superhero movies, I want people that are believable as the heroes and villains that I like, okay? I don't think Megan Fox would be a good choice at all. I mean, she's just terrible in everything she's in, okay? She's just a bad actress. I don't know if I'll go watch this movie in theaters because I don't want to give it my money. I will pirate this movie, or I'll do something. I'm not going to pirate it because that's illegal. But, you know, I would see this in freaking Redbox or something where I don't have to pay a ticket price if she is going to be Poison Ivy, because it would just, I already know it's going to be terrible if she is. Next up for Poison Ivy is somebody that I'm curious about playing the role, because I absolutely love her, and I just saw La La Land, and Boss Logic actually did a rendering of her as well, is Emma Stone as Poison Ivy. Now, of course, Emma Stone's automatically just getting thrown in there because she's a redhead. Poison Ivy's a redhead. But it's curious to me. I don't know if Emma Stone can pull off the role. She would need to be really fiery at times. I mean, I think she can pull off. She's just so quirky and stuff, and I'm just really curious if she can do it. I absolutely love her as an actress. I would love to see her try to be Poison Ivy. I just don't know if she fits the Poison Ivy role, but I would 100% be up to see her challenge it or try for the role. Let me know. I haven't seen every Emma Stone movie, but is there any movies out there where she's really fiery and you think that she'd actually be able to pull off Poison Ivy? Because Poison Ivy can get really serious at times, but she can be really sweet at times too. So, you know, I think Emma Stone can do half of the role. I've never seen her in anything where she's like really fiery. But she is about to be Cruella de Vil in the live-action 101 Dalmatians movie, so maybe she can play villains really well, and we should give her a shot. The next person up to possibly play Poison Ivy is an actress that requested if she could be Poison Ivy, and she did that on her Twitter, and that is the actress from Mr. Robot, Stephanie Cornelissian. I think that's how you say her last name, but you guys know I'm total terrible with names. But she posted this on her Twitter saying that, you know, can I be your Poison Ivy? She posted a photo of herself with red hair. She is a brunette in the show that she's currently in right now. But, you know, she could easily dye her hair to be Poison Ivy. And she's got the look. I think she could pull off a solid Poison Ivy. It just really depends on what, you know, they're gonna go ahead and what they want from the Poison Ivy character. Because we don't know, because none of these actresses really matter if they're going with the full green skin Poison Ivy. We don't really know what they're gonna do. The only time Poison Ivy's ever been in a Batman movie was the George Clooney one with Uma Thurman. That's who I meant to say, not I'm thinking about Emma Stone still because she's all up in my brain. But all I can really say is I think she looks like she could be a solid Poison Ivy, but I don't know anything about her. I haven't watched Mr. Robot. I haven't seen anything that she's in, so I don't know if she's a good actress or not, just because I haven't personally seen anything she's in. With Emma Stone and Megan Fox, I've seen plenty of their movies, so I feel like I can get a good judgment on if they could be, you know, Poison Ivy or well. I don't know anything about this actress. I have not seen her in anything personally, so I don't know. But if you guys are Mr. Robot fans, let me know. Do you think she could be a good Poison Ivy? Is she a good actress? let me know in the comment section down below. These next two are women I do believe can act, and also I do think that they fit the roles really well. The first one being Jessica Chastain. Now, she's getting, I believe, some Oscar buzz for the movie she's currently in. I think it's called like Mrs. Sloan or something like that. That's what I'm hearing on the internet, that the movie's really good and that she's getting some buzz. So, and I've seen her in a few things before, and I think she can act. She is she's a little bit older, but remember, in this DCEU universe, they're actually, you know, it makes sense to have older characters in these roles for Catwoman, Ivy, and stuff like that. Now, Margot Robbie is pretty young, but the way Harley Quinn's personality is, it doesn't really matter her age as long as she's still that quirky, you know, crazy Harley Quinn. Batman and Catwoman are around the same age, so it's reasonable that they could get an older actress to play Catwoman in these upcoming Batman movies. I should say Gotham City Siren movies, but it's based in Gotham, so you know what I mean. Jessica Chastain is something that I've seen rumored, more so on Instagram. A lot of people are putting her with the Ivy thing and like, oh, this should be Jessica Chastain. You know, like I said, she's a solid actress. I wouldn't mind seeing her as Poison Ivy. I don't know if they're gonna go that route, but, you know, it's very possible, and, you know, depending if she's got, you know, a lot of movie buzz going on into this upcoming movie, it's very possible, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one. And the last one is Christina Hendricks. Now, if you don't know where she's from Mad Men, a really solid show. I think she could be. She's got, this is what's interesting for Christina Hendricks, is that she doesn't have the typical Hollywood body. She's very curvy, she's very vivacious, you know, and she's gonna have, I think she could pull off an Ivy, because if you've seen Ivy in certain things, you'd be like, oh yeah, she would totally pull off an Ivy. But I don't think that Hollywood or the DCEU is going to go with her just because of her body build, which is unfortunate. But I think she'd be a pretty solid Ivy. You know, she's a redhead, like I said, she pulls off the sexy thing very well. But I just don't know if Hollywood's gonna want to go with her just because she's not slim and slender, which it's kind of bullshit. But, you know, I think she would be awesome. Let me know what you think about that. So those are the 5 women that I think, and they're like, these are rumored too, that are possibly up for Ivy. Like I said, I think, you know, other than Megan Fox, I would be okay with any of these women. I would really like to see what Emma Stone could do, but I don't know if she really fits Ivy's, you know, I don't know if she fits the look of Poison Ivy. The other girls seem like they do. Like I said, Jessica Chastain would be playing like an older Ivy. But again, none of these characters or none of these actresses really matter, except for Megan Fox, because she sucks. But none of them really matter look-wise. Well, maybe, you know, Christina Hendricks. But if they're going with the full green, like, skin Ivy, then it's not really gonna matter what they're gonna look like, because they're gonna look very different when it comes to playing Poison Ivy. That's also another thing I want to talk about in this video, is what do you think the costumes should be for this character? Since we're talking about Poison Ivy, let's go ahead and talk about her costumes. I wouldn't mind an all-green Poison Ivy. We've seen that in the Arkham games. It looks pretty cool. It would be different from what they did in, you know, that Batman, the George Clooney Batman. But, you know, I think they might go that route, because we saw, I mean, David Ayers is directing this, and we saw that he went full-blown craziness with Enchantress, so I wouldn't put it past him to give us the full-blown green Ivy, which I have no problem with, because that's what we've been getting in the comics, it's what we've been getting in the games, and I just, you know, and that's even what she looks like in Gotham City Sirens, so it would just be more true to the comic to have the full-blown green Ivy. But if they're not gonna go with the full-blown green Ivy, I have no problem with the actual, like, green and black Ivy too. That is a pretty cool costume. You can have the character with, you know, her regular face and stuff like that, you know, just her regular skin, so any of these women would be perfect to do that. You just have, it's kind of like a bodysuit with leaves and stuff around it, but it's black and green. She kind of covers half of it. So that would be kind of a cool outfit. Or I'm also very, very into them going with the Batman animated series look, where it is green gloves, you know, like kind of like a swimsuit for most of the body, and then the legs that look like some legs, and it's just, it's a very simple design. I really like it, but I mean, it's because I'm a big fan of the Batman animated series, so I wouldn't be opposed to that either. And here are some other possible Ivy costumes that I am down for. But I do think that since this is Gotham City Sirens, now let's move on to Catwoman, who is, I have to say, very important for me that somebody pulls off a really good Catwoman, and it's going to be really interesting to see who they get for this. And the biggest and most interesting thing, and why I saved it for last, for Catwoman, there are rumored actresses that are of the Latina persuasion, which is very, crazy because you would think that Selena Kyle, and he's going up against Bruce Wayne, that they were gonna make a, you know, Selena Kyle white, Bruce Wayne's white, like they were just gonna keep that together. But if they are thinking about making a Latina Catwoman, love you, DC. You already did it. Well, you made, you know, you changed Wonder Woman. So DC, and you changed Aquaman, you know, from white to, you know, brown colored people. Totally cool with you, DC. I love you. I love that you're not afraid to make things a little bit more diverse. And if you're gonna make Catwoman Latina, totally freaking cool with it, man. But that is just, like I said, a rumor, much like all of these other actresses are. But the biggest one that I've seen recently, that we'll talk about the Latina ones right now, but one of the biggest ones I heard before this movie was announced, and they were talking about possibly having a Catwoman in the upcoming Batman movie, which I don't believe is going to happen. I believe she will premiere in the Gotham City Sirens movie. A lot of people are saying that Emily Blunt should be Catwoman. Now, I personally love Emily Blunt, and I love her because of The Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, what? You gonna hate me for liking that movie? I love that movie. It's a good freaking movie. That is where I first heard of Emily Blunt and started to really know about her career. She's made some awesome movies. I really love her as an actress, and I wouldn't be against her being Catwoman. But I don't really know if she does fit the role of Catwoman. I haven't seen her too many roles where she has to be like fun and like sexy at the same time, so I don't really know. I mean, I love her as an actress. I know she's a badass. I haven't seen is it No Edge of Tomorrow? I haven't seen that movie. I heard she's amazing in it, so she could probably be Catwoman easily, but I haven't seen that movie. But you know, I just, when it comes to Catwoman, like Catwoman just has like this, she gives off this sexiness vibe as a character, and you kind of, you know, it's going to be interesting to see who they get to actually perform that, and if they're going to be able to do that, because I don't think Anne Hathaway did it very well. A lot of people liked her in The Dark Knight Rises. I wasn't a big fan of her Catwoman. I think when the original ones, the Tim Burton Batman, I think Michelle Pfeiffer did it amazingly. I love Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, so it's going to be so interesting to see who they get to play this role, because I feel like just, you know, Catwoman just oozes like sexiness when it comes to that character, and that's how it comes off of in the comic books, and that's how she gets Batman to do her things, or like to do whatever he wants, or kind of like, you know, play easy. She messes with his emotions and stuff like that, so it's really interesting to see who they're gonna do, and I just don't know if Emily Blunt can pull that off. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Latina mentions that I've seen. One is Eva Mendes. You know what? I think she could do it. I think Eva Mendes is very sexy. Her acting is up and down in certain movies. Let's not mention Ghost Rider. She's been in a few superhero movies, to be honest. She was in Ghost Rider, but she was also in that movie The Spirit, which was, I don't know if it was directed by Frank Miller, but it's a Frank Miller, you know, adaptation or whatever. And that movie sucked. It sucked, but it has the, like, one of the best lines I've ever heard from Eva Mendes, which is this.
If this is the wrong box, I'll kill you myself.
Just get us out of here. It's the octopus. You know what he can do.
Shut up and bleed.
I don't know why, because when I heard it, I was just like, oh, I love you. She would fit the sexiness role very well. I just don't know. I haven't seen her in anything in a while, so I don't know what she's up to or anything that she's been into lately. I think she's been in some roles that I enjoyed. I don't think she's the best actress out there, but, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to her being Catwoman. The second Latina that is getting a lot of buzz because she followed Jeff Johns, or she followed David Ayers. I didn't see her follow Jeff Johns. It could be on there. I could be wrong. She might be following both of them, but some people are like, they followed her. They did not follow her. I have not seen her be followed by either of them. I don't think. Maybe it's changed since I checked last. But when I did the research and I heard about her, they were like, oh, they all followed each other, and I didn't see that the case. At least I didn't see Jeff Johns follow her. That's the biggest one, because everybody's like, oh, if he follows somebody, they're probably going to be in the DCEU. That's like the biggest, like, rumor out there that happens when it comes to roles being, you know, cast in this universe. Isa Gonzalez, I believe is how you pronounce it. I have not seen her in anything. Apparently she is in the From Dusk Till Dawn TV show. I don't know if she's good in that. Anybody let me know if you've seen it. I haven't seen anything from her. I don't know what she's been in. I don't know if she's a good actress. She looks like she could fit the part. She looks very sexy. She's a beautiful girl. I have not seen her act, so I don't know if she would be good as Catwoman, but I'm just happy that DC is even considering Latinas for this role. And I'm totally down for it. Like I said, as long as they can act and they can pull off the character, totally for it. So the only ones that I've heard right now that are Latinas are this Isa Gonzalez and Eva Mendes. Will either of them get the role? I don't really know. It just depends on how well that, you know, they audition or how well the director, which is David Ayers, really wants them to be in there. It's David Ayer. I always say Ayers for some reason. It just sounds better to me. But it's David Ayer. Also, looking up David Ayers, that makes sense. That's how you say it. Looking up his filmography, the reason why Eva Mendes might be rumored for Catwoman is because she worked with him in the movie Training Day. So it's very possible that he wants to work with people that he's worked with before. And, you know, I believe that's what he did in Suicide Squad. Did he work with a few people there? Not too sure. I'd have to go look. It is very possible that he wants to bring in Eva Mendes as Catwoman because he's worked with her before. So, I don't know. Very possible. One interesting one, and I don't know if I would pick her, but, I mean, I could see her as Catwoman, is a lot of people are saying Mila Kunis is very possible. Now, Mila Kunis does have, you know, a sexiness to her. You know, she was in that 70s show, and she was in Black Swan, is my most memorable role of hers, just because that movie was insane. But a lot of people were saying Mila Kunis as Catwoman, and I can see that, but I don't know if it would be a good fit. I mean, because Batman, like, she's extremely thin, or I don't know how she would look. And she's small too. I don't know how she would look next to Ben Affleck's Batman. Like, it would be, I feel like it's a huge difference. But I don't really know. Yeah, I've just heard that rumor of Mila Kunis. A lot of people have said that too when we had this discussion on the live streams and stuff like that. And, I mean, I could see it, but I don't think she's got a shot. Especially with Ben just being, like, so crazily big. And Mila Kunis has been in some action stuff before. I believe she was in The Book of Eli, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. I don't see her landing a Catwoman role. But I do hear her name mentioned a lot when people are talking about who should play Catwoman. The last beautiful lady that I have set up to play Catwoman might be my favorite pick, even over the Latinas, just because I don't know how Eva Mendes would do. I mean, like I said, very mixed reviews on Eva Mendes, and I don't know anything about Ms. Gonzalez. My one is actually Kate Beckinsale for Catwoman. We've seen how she looks in Underworld. I don't know what I was thinking about. We've seen her play an action hero in Underworld, so we know she can handle all the action stuff. She's jumping around all crazy, shooting people in that movie. So we know that she can be a badass character. She's gonna be wearing a suit very similar to the one she wears in Underworld, so we know she looks cool in the costume, and she's just gonna have some ears and like goggles added onto that. So I think Kate Beckinsale would be perfect for Catwoman. She is a very sexy woman. She's very beautiful. I think she could pull off that character, and I think she can actually bring Catwoman from the comic to the screen really well. So that is my pick for Catwoman. So right now, I think out of everybody we've said, we'd have Harley Quinn as Margot Robbie. I would want Kate Beckinsale as Catwoman. And I don't really know. I wouldn't mind Stephanie as Poison Ivy, but I also want to throw in, you know, I would love to see what Emma Stone could do, but I think that girl Stephanie's probably, if she's a good actress, would probably fit the role a bit more to actually play Poison Ivy. But that is 3 white actresses in a movie that is going to surround, you know, all of them. And I feel like DC is going to be like, we want a little bit more diversity, which they could bring in diversity if they make Poison Ivy Latina somehow. And they, you know, if they go with the green skin, it won't really matter how she looks. Like I said, they could put anybody in the Poison Ivy role if they give her the good screen, black, white, you know, Asian, whatever, it won't matter. You give her green skin, she's gonna look like Poison Ivy. But with DC's big diversity, you're seeing that in a lot of their movies, so it is very possible that one of these 3 girls is going to be Latina, and more than likely it will be Catwoman, so that might be the Latina role, but I would give it to Kate Beckinsale personally, and then Poison Ivy, more than likely Stephanie Cornelisian, if that's how you say her name. Before I go, I didn't even talk about the actual Catwoman costume that I would prefer. It would probably be the one from the Arkham Knight games. Like, I really love that, like, kind of tactical kind of Catwoman suit. Also, it's the same one in like Injustice, which is really cool. I think the very basic black suit with some goggles would really sit it well. Gotta have the ears and stuff like too. I know that they tried to make it happen with the like tactical goggles in Dark Knight Rises. I didn't really like that. Just give her the freaking headset. It doesn't need to connect to the neck. Like, you can have her neck free. Like, that's totally fine. Or make this a collar or something. But have her be wearing a hat to cover her hair or whatever. Have her goggles to bring down. And she's got little cat ears. Like, make it... she has a very simple costume that I think they could pull off really well. So I do think that they should go with that. They shouldn't go with anything crazy where it's the purple suit with the cat tail. That would be insane. Just keep it very tactical. You know, she's got to be able to move very freely, all that kind of stuff. But give her the goggles. I think the cool, like, pink or yellow goggles would look really cool on her. You know, the yellow ones would be probably the best because of the cat eyes. So bring on some goggles, have her cat ears. It would just be really cool to see that kind of Catwoman suit in here. It would just look badass next to Batman. Like, I'm really hoping we see something like that. So that's what I have, guys. Those are my fan castings for possible Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, well, Harley Quinn's already Margot Robbie, and Catwoman, I should say. Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, blah, 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 in the Gotham City Sirens. I want to know if you guys like any of these picks, or if you have somebody better that you think would pull off either of these characters in this upcoming movie. So, let me know all of that in the comment sections down below. Guys and gals, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all your Gotham City Siren buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Do I have my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bye!